Welcome back to the channel. Today is Wednesday, June 17th, 2026, and the global financial markets are moving fast. Here are the top 50 financial headlines you need to know right now, in no particular order. Number 1. Fed decision looming. Wall Street drifts into positive and negative territory as investors await the big policy statement. Number 2. The Warsh era begins. All eyes are on new Federal Reserve Chairman Kevin Warsh for his first official rate decision. Everyone will be disappointed, including Trump. I am bringing you crisp, hot, out-of-the-oven news, so like and subscribe. Let's go. Number 3. Transparency debate. Analysts speculate whether Chair Warsh will pull back on the Fed's traditional plot transparency. Number 4. Inflation versus oil. Rapidly shifting oil prices continue to complicate the central bank's inflation calculus. Dow hits record. The Dow Jones Industrial Average hits a fresh record high, climbing 0.6% to cross 51,999 points. Moving on swiftly. Nasdaq pullback. High-flying tech stocks drag the Nasdaq Composite down 1.2% to close at 26,376 points. S&P 500 mixed market sentiment. The broad S&P 500 shed 0.6%, settling at 7,511 points ahead of the Fed announcement. TSX, record high. In Canada, the S&P TSX Composite pushes past geopolitical fears to score a new all-time high of 35,390 points. Number 11. Global markets jump. International equities rally globally, following massive news out of the Middle East. Geopolitics and energy collapse. The biggest catalyst driving today's market action is a massive geopolitical shift. Let's look at energy. Is it a breakthrough tentative peace deal to end their conflict? Who knows? Global shipping lines prepare to resume normal operations through the vital Strait of Hormuz without a toll system. Naval blockade lifted. Trump announces on social media that the U.S. naval blockade of Iran is ending. How do you know it's a lie? The lips are moving. Crude prices plummet. Brent crude plummets below $80 a barrel for the first time since March, settling down at $78.45. WTI drops hard. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures drop to $74.79 as supply blockages dissolve. Energy stocks slump. Major oil producers like Chevron, Marathon Petroleum, and Phillips 66 see shares slide as supply fears ease. Aramco asset blitz. Saudi Aramco accelerates multi-billion-dollar asset sales to raise capital amid shifting energy dynamics. Agnico Eagle acquisition. Mining giant Agnico Eagle closes its highly anticipated acquisition of Rupert Resources. India seeks Canadian oil. News leaks that India is in formal talks to establish Canada as a primary long-term crude supplier. First Nations LNG victory. The KC Lissams LNG project secures vital benefit agreements with 3 prominent First Nations. The massive SpaceX IPO and tech titan shaking. Now to the world of megacaps, where Elon Musk's newest public venture is breaking all-time corporate records. SpaceX mania continues. Following its blockbuster IPO last week, SpaceX stock surges another 3% in midday trading. Watch out for the rug pull. Surpassing Amazon. The massive post-IPO rally pushes SpaceX's market capitalization past e-commerce giant Amazon, 4th largest in the U.S. SpaceX briefly leapfrogs Microsoft to become the 4th most valuable public company in America. Options record obliterated. SpaceX options volume blows past Facebook's 14-year record, logging an unprecedented 1.6 million bets in a single day. Gina Rinehart's billion-dollar bet. Australian mining tycoon Gina Rinehart reveals a massive stake purchase. That stake is in SpaceX, worth over $1 billion. Jabil boom. Jabil stock jumps 3.2% as the CEO confirms AI infrastructure demand remains extremely strong. Broadcom and Applied Materials surge. Semiconductor players Broadcom and Applied Materials rally 5.8% and 7.4% respectively. Intel chips away. Intel moves higher as tech analysts debate its capacity to steal market share from Nvidia in the next chip cycle. Anthropic meets Trump admin. AI startup Anthropic requests a meeting with the White House to resolve a major cybersecurity dispute. Amazon AI chief admits lag. Amazon's top AI executive publicly admits the tech giant has lagged behind OpenAI and Anthropic. corporate chaos and global finance. But it's not all green screens today. Netflix and fast food giants are feeling the heat. Netflix slide deepens. Netflix shares accelerate their downward trajectory as subscriber acquisition costs pressure margins. Pizza Hut's $2.7 billion exit. Iconic brand Pizza Hut is sold off for $2.7 billion as it struggles to fight delivery apps, because the food is rubbish in my humble. Microsoft hardware push. Microsoft debuts its latest Surface Laptop and Surface Pro lineups right in the middle of a global AI memory chip shortage. CarMax earnings miss. Used car retailer CarMax sees shares drop after delivering a disappointing earnings scorecard. JetBlue trims footprint. JetBlue announces it is pulling back heavily from Newark and LaGuardia to expand aggressively in Fort Lauderdale. Europe's banking megadeal. Regulatory sources hint that Europe's biggest banking merger in years is closer to final approval. India's HDFC Bank offshore capital. HDFC Bank successfully prices a massive $750 million bond in the largest offshore lender deal since 2023. NSE files for blockbuster IPO. India's largest stock exchange, the National Stock Exchange, finally files for its IPO after years of regulatory delays. CME names first female CEO. The CME Group makes history as legendary chief executive Terry Duffy steps down, naming its first female CEO. Robinhood layoff disruption. Robinhood undergoes corporate streamlining, cutting full-time positions to pivot toward a high-performance culture. Crypto liquidity squeeze and housing realities. Finally, let's look at the digital asset landscape and real estate market shifts. Bitcoin tests key support. Bitcoin slips to $64,614, down 12% for the month of June as it tests vital psychological support floors. Ethereum bleeds harder. Ethereum drops over 4% in 24 hours, slipping down to the $1,745 level. ETF outflow crisis. Data reveals U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs suffered $2.43 billion in net outflows. Extreme fear returns. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index plunges deep into extreme fear, tracking a multi-month low score of 22. EU MiCA deadline, looming. The June 30th compliance deadline for Europe's landmark MiCA regulations triggers panic across Web3 exchanges. Binance EU hurdle. The world's largest exchange, Binance, faces systemic challenges complying with new EU licensing requirements. Tether discontinues Euro stablecoin. Citing strict banking-grade reserve regulations, Tether officially pulls the plug on its euro-denominated token. U.S. retail sales defy odds. U.S. retail sales jump an unexpected 0.9% in May, underscoring the absolute resilience of the American consumer, because they are retail suckers. Spring buyer housing rush. Despite macro pressures, more American homes went under contract in a late spring buying surge. Canadian homeownership shifts. StatCan reports Canadian-born homeownership is dropping, while newcomers are buying properties faster than ever, again, suckers. Disclaimer. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, and is not professional financial advice in any shape or form. Always, do your own research. Like and subscribe for more content like this.